Very good morning to everyone. Hope that you can see my screen.
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Government of Japan to organizing this webinar because actually it is a timely requirement because most of parties in Sri Lanka, they are very keen to join with JCM mechanism. So I think this is very much important for them to gain knowledge and get aware about JCM mechanism. So thank you very much all the participants from Sri Lanka as well. I actually appreciate your enthusiasm to join with this webinar today. So today I'm going to present about Sri Lanka's policy for decarbonization and expectation from the JCM from our side as the Sri Lankan government. Actually, there are a few important points I have to highlight here. As we all know, Sri Lanka is a party to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Then Kyoto Protocol, although it is not in active state right now. And the very important thing is its Paris Agreement. Then Sri Lanka implemented a clean development mechanism as well. There are 15 projects running under the CDM in Sri Lanka. This mechanism came under the Kyoto Protocol. And even though Kyoto Protocol is over now, there is a mechanism under UNFCCC under Article 6.4 to transferring these CDM projects under the Article 6.4. Then as a party to the Paris Agreement, Sri Lanka submitted national determined contributions in 2021. It is the revised and latest NDCs. Before that, actually, we have submitted INDCs and then simultaneously NDCs in 2016. Then with the submission of NDCs of Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka declared its willingness to become carbon net zero by 2050. Accordingly, Sri Lanka prepared carbon net zero 2050 roadmap and strategic plan. So our path is expectation of Sri Lankan government in this low carbon pathways is very clear. And then in COP27 at Egypt, His Excellency President launched the Climate Prosperity Plan of Sri Lanka, which is the first ever climate investment plan of the country. So then national determined contributions. Hope that you all know something about national determined contributions, but however, I will explain very little bit about the national determined contributions. It is the commitment come under the Paris Agreement. So parties to Paris Agreement should submit their national determined contributions to the UNFCCC. National determined contributions are the plans or activities which plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and activities planned to increase resilience of the climate change impact, adverse climate change impacts. So there are two kind of NDCs, mitigation NDCs, adaptation NDCs. Mitigation NDCs are simply the activities or targets to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. For that, we have to identify what are the sectors contribute to the GHG emissions in the country. Then adaptation sectors, actually there are 9 adaptation sectors in Sri Lanka. So these sectors are the sectors that have bad impact with the badly affected by the adverse impact of the climate change. So there are 6 mitigation sectors have been identified under the Sri Lanka NDCs: power, transport, industry, forestry, waste, agriculture. Then for the adaptation NDCs, agriculture, livestock, fisheries, biodiversity, coastal and marine, water including irrigation, health, urban cities and human settlement, tourism and recreation. Apart from that, there is another sector, NDC sector in Sri Lanka, that is loss and damage, which is aiming to how to take action. So plan the things to mitigate the losses and damages happening due to climate change. So these are the NDC sectors in Sri Lanka. So hereafter, I'm going to briefly explain you what are the mitigation NDCs and key highlights of these mitigation NDC sectors, because you know that JCM is a program to support us mitigate the GHG emissions. Hence, for participants of this webinar today, it is important to know about what are the NDC targets of mitigation sector NDCs in Sri Lanka. If we see the emission reduction targets of NDCs in Sri Lanka, the total target up to 2030 is 14%, 5 of emission reduction targets against the business as usual scenario from the period 2021 to 2030. So this is the conditional and unconditional percentages of each sector and overall sectors. I will take 1 minute to explain what is the unconditional and what is the conditional. Unconditional is the commitment that we agreed to implement by our own capacity. So government should expend for the implementing these commitments. Conditional commitments are the commitment that we are expect to implement with the support of external parties. So it is very clear that JCM is one of the opportunities to implement these conditional NDC targets in Sri Lanka. So when we look at the energy sector NDCs, there are 5 NDCs. I'm not going to read one by one, but I will read some of these NDCs which you can use for to make proposals for JCM mechanism. The first one is enhance renewable energy contribution to the national electrification generation mix by increasing solar PV, hydro, and sustainable biomass-based electricity generation. You know that Sri Lanka has very high potential of REs. So actually, when we submitted the NDCs, finally, Ministry of Power and Energy, they have given that they have a target of increasing the renewable energy contribution up to 70% by 2030, and they targeted to become carbon neutral by 2015 electricity sector. So this is our pathway in energy in DC. So I think most of the industries and private sector people who wish to prepare proposals under proposals to JCM, you can use this NDC with the guidance and criteria we will develop in future. Then second one is implement demand side management measures by promoting energy efficient equipment, technologies and system improvement in the national energy efficiency improvement and conservation. This is also one of the key area. I think there are several industry people are there. Actually, one of their major concern is how to reduce their energy cost. So now at this moment, country, we have I think certain kind of high burden for electricity bill and all these things. So it is very important for industries to reduce their electricity consumption. For that, this demand side management is a good option. So I think energy efficiency is in a hot topic right now, because in the last COP as well, it has been focused on doubling the effort to increase energy efficiency works in the globe. So I think this is also good area to get the support of Japan, because they have very sound good technologies as well as energy efficient equipment. I think this is very good area to develop your proposal to JCM in Sri Lankan parties. Then conversion of existing fuel oil based combined cycle power plants to natural gas. I think these things actually belong to the government. But earlier too, the first and second NDCs are very important for the proposal developers who are willing to get the support under the JCM. Then when we look at the transport sector, actually it is the I must say that it is a little bit weaker NDC sector in Sri Lanka because of the lack of data and all these things. Actually, it's seems like a kind of wish list. However, we have several NDCs under the transport sector. Transport sector system improvement, promote public passenger transport. This is very important thing. Then shift rate to efficient mode. Rapid transport for passenger transport, promote non-motorized transport modes, introduce taxes and other instruments to promote public transport, introduce inland boat transport modes, modernizing and upgrade suburban railway, promote electric mobility and hybrid vehicles, improve vehicle fleet efficiency, road infrastructure development, reduce GHG emissions from the marine sector, generic enabling activities. These are the activities come under, actually targets come under transport sector. If you take the NDC document, you can see the detailed activities in that NDC document. This is just a brief and actions very briefly. There are some potential to develop proposal even under transport NDCs. Then industry sector, it is one of the, I think, most potential sector that can get the support under JCM. So first, NDC is continue fuel switching to sustainable biomass energy and improve use efficiency in selected industrial subsectors, specialty, rubber, apparel, hotel and tourism, rice processing, industries like that. Then enhance the application for a resource efficient cleaner production. I think that's also a good area. Then introduce the circular economy concept to selected industrial subsectors and selected industrial zones. I think this is also one of the area that can get the support from Japan, because they have good practices and good technologies. Then introduce tri-generation facilities to selected industrial parks and incentivize GHG reduction of clinker production in the cement industry. So these are the main NDCs come under industry sector. I think you can pick some of the important NDCs to develop your proposal and get the support under JCM. Then waste sector, it is also one of the sector, I think, that has the potential to develop proposal to get the support under JCM. Improve circular economy practices in all municipal solid waste generation sources. Manage biodegradable waste components through biological treatment. Introduce energy recovery using non-recyclables and waste that cannot be managed by other means. And I think these NDCs can be used for creating your develop your proposal to get assistance under the JCM. Actually, I'm not going to present forestry sector and agriculture sector NDCs here because under the JCM, I think their supporting areas is limited for some sectors. So forestry is not a sector come under JCM support. Hence, I'm not presenting here the NDCs come under forestry sector. Then carbon net zero 2050 roadmap and strategic plan, as I said to you earlier. With the submission of 2021 NDCs, majority of the countries, they declared their willingness to become net zero by 2050 to support Paris Agreement temperature targets. Accordingly, Sri Lanka also declared our willingness to become carbon neutrality by 2050. Climate Change Secretariat of Sri Lanka, they have developed this carbon net zero 2050 roadmap and strategic plan. But I have to say that we had to use the prevailing data for preparing this plan. So especially based on the NDC. So this is kind of rolling plan. Actually, they have keep some milestone. So every 5 year with the amendment of NDCs and all these things, this plan also, I think, kind of rolling out plan and will be adjusted the targets or milestone depending on what extent we have achieved the targets after every 5 year cycle. However, this is the total investment cost under the carbon net zero 2050 roadmap. So there are no very much deviations from NDCs, the initiatives taken to preparing this one as well. However, in future, I think with the availability of data and then projections will be different, and accordingly this plan is subject to change with the availability of data and the new technologies and NDC activities we are implementing with the time. Then climate prosperity plan, actually the president launched it at COP27 in Egypt. I think it is the first ever climate investment plan in Sri Lanka because it focusing on investment in climate sector. There are 3 goals of climate prosperity plan: unlock domestic energy abundance through RE modernization and sustainable transportation. Then financially engineer a climate secure transformation and galvanize climate protection against key risk. This plan aims at 26.5 billion USD investment actually under renewable energy, energy efficiency, sustainable transport, climate smart agriculture. So you can see the same priorities are there even in the climate prosperity plan, because renewable energy, energy efficiency and sustainable transport is the major focus even in the climate prosperity plan. And so under the goal 1 of the climate prosperity plan, there are 3 objectives that financing financing maximize renewable energy and grid modernization potential and the connectivity. So it aims to sustainably exploit the full potential of national renewable energy resources, optimizing energy efficiency as well as increase grid connectivity by upgrading the grid and connecting Sri Lanka to neighboring countries. So it is very clear that what is our path, and actually in this climate prosperity plan, it has identified how much potential is there in the country to generate electricity through renewable energy resources. So this is one of the main investment area come under climate prosperity plan as well. Then second objective is sustainable transportation, support the transition towards renewable energy based resilience mobility network, promoting sustainable lifestyle and sustainable mobility. Then objective 3 come under goal 1 is accelerated transition and modernization through reskilling and training, promote sustainable economic transformation by incentivizing and leveraging local opportunities for climate resilience and green jobs, and training and the population to increase jobs and decrease poverty. I think through JCM project also you can support to achieve these objectives as well. Then under the goal 2, there are 3 objectives: shifting sustainable debt through conversion and attention attrition of capital to climate projects, carbon financing hub to value blue carbon, soil carbon, forest carbon, etc. Financially protect the economy and livelihood. Then under goal 3, climate smart agriculture is there. Then strengthening fisheries value chains to safeguard food security and nutrition, and building resilience to heat and climate sensitive diseases. These are the main objectives come under the climate prosperity plan. So if you see the investment breakdown of the climate prosperity plan of Sri Lanka, you can see that the government amount that how this 26 billion is going to invest. This is the plan. So I presented this to you to get an idea about this climate prosperity plan, and I think through the JCM you can support some of these activities or investment in the country. Then this is the most important thing, I think, expectations from the JCM. We all know that Japan is the country that has very high technologies and numerous low carbon pathways and financial capacity as well. So under this JCM, actually, I should say that because this will be very important for those who, the parties that who keen to prepare, develop their proposals to get the support under JCM. Please, when you prepare your proposals, please be keen on take the Japanese support for high-tech, high-cost technologies implementing in the country, because that is the lacking part of Sri Lanka. Not only Sri Lanka, all the developing country parties, actually, we don't have enough technical know-how and technologies, newest technologies. So this is a kind of I think commitment even under UNFCCC of the developed country parties to support developing country parties in technology aspect as well. So this is the first expectation from Sri Lanka under the JCM, and then new low carbon technologies, because we know that there are so many low carbon technologies, but I think sophisticated and very efficient technologies come very later. So they have very latest technologies. I think you can explore these things and make your proposal to get the JCM support for your proposals exploring these new low carbon technologies. I think that capacity is there in Japan. It will be very good for the country. Then required funding and investment support, especially in this economic crisis situation, I think it is very important to have at least some kind of financial support. It may be through the equipment or technology or something like that. So it is actually one of the key concern in Sri Lanka. Then engage with international carbon market through this JCM. Actually, I think it is transferring of ITMOS and all these things. Then the key thing is achieving conditional NDC targets. And apart from these things, I think capacity building and all other things related to implementing these technologies also we expect from Japanese government under this JCM mechanism. I think we together can support to global temperature goal of the Paris Agreement. It will be created a good sound environment for upcoming generations. So that is the end of my presentation, and thank you very much for all of you. Thank you.